Damn, so you guys been up to some stuff recently, huh?
Yeah.
Just got back from climbing Everest base camp. That's fucking sick. And it was on no notice too. No training. What, like a week?
No training. We did have some notice. Well, for you, it was just the Hawaii Marathon. What, December?
Yeah, I knew 3 months in advance, but like I didn't do anything about it.
We're in Texas. What like mountains are we gonna climb?
Yeah, I saw you posting like a Stairmaster video like a week before. That'll get you ready for Everest.
No, you know what's so funny about that? We didn't train one time, like not one singular time in that video. I just had to like promote it a little bit. I needed to build some hype for it. So I hopped on it for 10 seconds, hopped off. I was in my Birkenstocks too.
That's
so like
crazy.
obviously I wasn't going.
Yeah, the vest on and everything. That's fucking crazy. So you really didn't prepare at all?
No.
And what was that like? Was it like way harder than you expected?
Harder physically, it was about as hard as I thought, but also mentally challenging. Like there was like 7 days or like a week without any phones. Some days we'd be done by like 12 o'clock. So we have the whole day to just sit there and do nothing. So like the boredom of sitting there with your own thoughts in this random place. It's cold. Like the food is like, you're not feeling the best.
You're dirty.
You're dirty. You smell. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't shower for like 2 weeks straight, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we showered one time in the whole duration, and like I think yours was a bucket shower, anyways. Like
yeah, it was. I was literally just squatting in the corner, like with a bucket.
Yeah, I saw Devin. You know Devin Levesque, I think I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did you guys see him up there? Because he was climbing around the same time too, right?
No, but our buddy Richard, as he was coming down, he passed him. Yeah, he like met him, and I was like, I'm so jealous because we saw him like leading up and all the videos of training. He was going way harder than we were. We were not doing any of that. We just like showed up and we're like, hey, we can do this.
Well, I still think that's dope as fuck, and I think what gets me really fired up is like, you know, guys like us might look at a guy like Devin or guys like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and be like, damn, that's the goal, right? Having that kind of fame, that kind of success, that kind of influence, impact, whatever. But like, that's kind of starting to happen already. You know what I mean? Imagine where you guys are going to be in 4 years. It's exciting. It gets me fired up too.
Yeah,
so,
we're just the little guys right now, really.
Yeah, we just started. It's hard, or I stop myself from comparing myself to these people, or like UVU or anybody else that's like these huge, cool brands that I respect.
Mm-hmm.
You're like 10 years ahead of me. You're like 6 years ahead of me. Like this is what we've done in the past year, or honestly, even
same for you. Like half of these like entrepreneurs and like big top people, they're 32, 33. Like, you know, I mean, they're like in their prime right now, but we're fucking 23 years old.
Dude, yeah, it's exciting, bro. I was just making a video about this in my car. Like, this idea of the future is made up, and people are obsessed with like kind of trying to picture or think about what's going to happen, but you literally create what's happening, right? So like if you tell yourself in your mind, that's what I'm going to be in a couple of years, that's what you're going to be. You just have to make sure it happens. But if you can see it happening, then it will, right?
It's a little delusional.
Exactly. So
you have to be delusional, I think.
So bringing something. So I make a New Year's Eve goal every single year. I don't know if you've seen it. I made it for the past 3 years. And something that I put in there is who I envision. So this previous year, not this December, but the past December, I went to New York City alone on like a solo trip for 2 years. And and mind you, this is what I looked like at the time. I was 205 pounds, bulked, short hair, in the military, whatever, still a mustache, but like, and I was a hardcore bodybuilder, right? So I was in a really big bulk phase, and I was like, this is who exactly I'm going to be next year. I'm going to move. I was living in Virginia at the time alone. I'm going to move out of Virginia. I'm going to move to Texas. I'm going to get a 1965 to 69 Mustang. I'm going to have long hair. I'm going to have a nose piercing, and I might even have earrings. Like, this is verbatim. Like, you could literally pull this up. It's on my Instagram if you want to go find it. And then like flash forward to now, or, you know, a couple months ago, I am exactly who that is. So it's kind of like, like the future. What we said about the future?
Yeah, dude, you're literally creating who you want to be. You picture, like, I like to think of it as like, if you don't know where you're going, you're going to end up somewhere random. But if you can look in the mirror, and this is what I've been, something very similar since I was a little kid. I look in the mirror.
Say I'm him.
Huh? I look in the mirror and I say, first, I'm him 10 times a day. And people say that's cringy or whatever. Like, joking. Dude, you got to hype yourself up. But I look in the mirror and I try to picture exactly who I want to see in the future, right? And I think about everything, how much money I'm making, who I'm friends with, what my network is like, what my life is like, and literally what I look like, right? Whether it's, you know, body shape wise or face or hair, whatever. And then you move towards that. I think most people just have no idea where they're going in general. And that's, you know, that's not only unhelpful, but it's stressful because I think everyone needs to have a little bit of direction. And the hardest part is just starting, finding whatever path you need to be on.
And I think it's okay to not know. Like, it's okay to not know. It's not like, and it's not like we know. It's not like I'm like, yep, exactly that. Like, things change, shit changes, but it's okay to not know. I didn't know till I was 21. That's when I was like, okay, now I know who I want to be, and I don't know what it takes to do it, but I'm going to go hard at this. Boom, this door opened, and go hard at this. And like, it just ended up going in my favor, I guess. But like, it's okay to not know who the fuck you want to be.
Yeah.
I like that point of it's okay to not know, because I think that's the fun part about not knowing is you just throw darts at a wall. Like, dedicate, try something, give it your full effort. You'll learn from that experience what you do and don't like. Give yourself a basket of things like, okay, I don't know exactly what I want to be, but these are traits that I like and I don't like. So once you have a basket, as long as you have a basket, at least you're aiming for something. I like what you said earlier.
Yeah,
otherwise,
exactly.
What do you?
You just have to pick so many people stay in the same spot for years, decades, right? You don't have to know where you're going. You just have to pick a direction. You have to start walking, is what I like to say a lot. If that makes like, literally think of it in terms of like a physical journey, because it is, right? But, I'm very curious your guys' take on this. How do you become the person that you can be proud of? How do you become the person that looks in the mirror every single day and says, I'm really proud of what I'm becoming? What's the first step?
Admitting you're not there. I would say the first step is like realizing that you're not where you want to be because you're not who that person is. Like, who's to say that you even deserve like everything that you wish for if you weren't the type of person to be able to handle that responsibility? Like, say the universe just gave you everything like right when you wanted it, because you're like, oh, I'm 20, like I know that I would do it. And then you win the lottery, you win all this, and then you just fumble everything because you didn't go through the experiences that you need to like all the mistakes that you have to make, every like lesson that you have to learn or overcome in a character flaw.
Yeah, the journey is fun.
Yeah.
And people want the result. They want the end destination right away. And they get upset that it's not here yet, but the journey is supposed to be the fun part, at least in my opinion.
Agreed. To piggyback off of that, so yeah, the first step is being self-aware that you're not where you're supposed to be or where you want to be. But I think that everyone is in that first step. Like, I think everyone can recognize I am not this, I'm not that, and I want to be this, I don't want to be that. But that's like I wouldn't even call that a first step. Like, everyone has that in the back of their mind. Like, even now, like, I am who I want to be, but I know that I could be even greater. So then what do I do to get to that? It's not just knowing that I'm not. Now what? What do I do? I say it takes action. Action, and you don't know what the hell. Like, say you want to make 200K next year. I don't know how. I don't know what business to start, but doing some type of action, whether that's making connections with this person and letting doors open, doing some shit for free. But like just sitting like, I want to make 200K, but I don't know how, or I want to have this amazing body. I don't know how to work out. I don't know how to run correctly. But you get in the gym and you figure it out. And like, I just find that more doors open when you open a door. You open a door, hey, there's another one. Yeah, like you're climbing up the staircase, to have some vision in that.
Yeah, well, you guys are both killing it right now, right? Huge followings, you're making good money, you're inspiring a lot of people. I would love to know, where were you a year ago, 2 years ago? Noah, you could start.
Yeah, I was at 2 years ago.
Okay, 1 year.
Okay, 1 year. Okay, because we were talking about this on the way to the pod. I have a video in my phone a year ago exactly, or maybe like a month or so. I was at my parents' house. I was dirt broke. Like, I went from having like a roofing sales job and making really good money, being like, oh, I'm traditionally like proud, or like my parents were proud of me, I was making good money, to I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to step up on my own, be full-time content creator. I didn't make jack shit for the first like year and a half. Everything that I had tried had failed. It was like this crazy moment where I was like, I sat on my roof, I was smoking, and I recorded myself, and I was like, my name's Noah, I'm 22 years old, I have like $10 in my bank account right now, I'm at my parents' house, I have all these followers, I feel fake that I have this like this thing that a lot of people like would die for, and I have nothing to show for it. Everything that I've tried has failed. Like, why should I like keep going? And then a year later, like, RawDawg is a thing. We have 300 to 400 people that come every Saturday. Sponsors, we got Squid Hoss. I'm on a podcast. Social media is doing good.
It happens quickly. And but the thing is, I've heard that story, obviously a different version of it, but the same kind of thing where like, on the outside, it looks like you're killing it because you have this massive following and you're somewhat famous, whatever. but like a lot of people, I would say most creators don't know how to monetize that. So that's another conversation I want to have after this.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, what about you?
Yeah, 1 year ago, I was visiting Austin 1 year ago.
I just sent you that picture.
Yeah, so he sent me like a throwback picture. I was visiting Austin for the very first time last year. I was in the Coast Guard, was getting out in 2-3 months. So I was like, yo, let me check out Austin, see if I want to move here later, whatever. I remember I was pretty deep in the bulk too, 200 pounds right now, just bodybuilding. I remember I went on a run with my buddy and like absolutely died here because it was like humid. I was like, bro. But yeah, and then that's when we met.
That was the first time we
met 1 year ago, like this week.
Oh, so when you were visiting, when you got here? Okay.
Yeah, when I was visiting, we met 1 year ago. And yeah, was in Coast Guard and just getting ready to get out, but I had no clue what I was gonna do. I was like, I'm getting out of the military. Don't know how I'm gonna make this shit work, but it's gonna work.
What about like mental frame wise? You know, a lot of your content consists of like your transformation, not only physically but like mentally, right? Or even with your skin, right? Where were you at mentally 2 years ago? How did you feel? Where was your mindset versus where you are now? Because right now you clearly have this attitude of like, I can do anything, which is great.
Yeah, I guess at that time it was like just the point of I know who I want to be, but I can't even do it yet. Like the military held me back so much where I was like, I can't grow out my hair. I can't go travel. I can't dedicate everything that I have to fitness and social media. Like I was working, 7 to 4 every single day, getting off work, going to the gym. By that time I was done with the gym, I was done. Actually, this time I had a girlfriend too. And then 2 months later we broke up and I was like, I'm going to stay in Virginia for this girl. I like, fuck social media. Like I'll stay with you and I'll stay here. Like I'll work a regular job. Like we can make it work. She was like, you have to go and leave and you're gonna do big things. I was like, no, I'll stay for you.
That's cool. That's cool that she said that though.
Yeah, no, she's cool.
Imagine you did some shit like that.
She copies my content now. Whatever though.
You inspired her. That's great.
Whatever.
Yeah, copying is
yeah.
better.
The mental was like, I know who. I just wasn't ready to take action yet.
Yeah.
But I definitely was like lost. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but like I know I'm going to do it, but it just wasn't my time yet. And stuff happened.
Yeah, nice. And literally 2 years later, you guys are both killing it. I'd love to know, like, kind of. I want to shift a little bit to RawDawg. What is RawDawg for everyone? I'm sure a lot of people watching right now know what it is, but what is RawDawg Run Club? What makes it special to everyone watching?
I think infectious energy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the aura, like the vibes, is what we bring. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another run club, but what sets us out apart is like the energy that we bring. Like we make running a fun, exciting experience. You almost get a taste of like a little event each time you go to RawDawg, because I don't know if, you ran the half marathon, which you're going to run the full.
Yeah.
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 That's going to be on pod. That's on pod.
I think that'll be a sick trip. It's like a cool experience. I've been wanting to go to like Australia forever.
Oh, yes.
But I literally think like, I think the easiest way to put it from an outside perspective, trying to help a little bit, but it's your guys' thing, obviously, is you guys made running cool. Like I literally thought running was like nerdy, geeky. I was like, bro, I'm not fucking running. Like
everybody's with the glasses.
Yeah, bro.
We made running sexy again.
You guys made running sexy.
Running sexy.
And for me too, right? Like I was not only afraid to run, but I was like, that's not my thing, bro. Like leave that to those guys. I had always thought that there's like a certain type of person that runs. Nothing against that type of person. It's just not me, right? It's a different kind of personality. You guys have turned it into this thing that's not only cool, but like less intimidating, right? People show up to the run club, not really to even run, but to like hang out, make friends, socialize, and feel like happy. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, did you guys have a strategy to create this run club, or is it just like, we're just trying to have fun and it just went from there?
It's funny watching those videos of other people like dissect us, where they're like analyzing like, oh, this is their blueprint of how they made this successful. We literally just posted a location and we said, show up, and like 30, 40 people came that first time. And then we learned from that how to like even move to a big group. I thought that was so many people talking in front of a truck in front of 30, 40 people for the first time. So nervy, like that makes your heart race, but it was exciting. And the next time it was like 100, 150. And we just kept getting bigger and bigger. And all we did was just post a location, and we gave free Bowie and like yerba mate, and like, that was it. And we just created vibes.
Dude, it's growing crazy fast. And it's wild because I really appreciate that you said that 3 months ago now, you start this run club, literally no plan, no really like general idea of what you're going to do. You just want to run and you want to invite people. You're literally starting a run club with this idea of raw dogging it right on the spot, right? Making it fun, but you don't really know where it's going to go. And now 3 months later, that's all it takes. It's making you money, right? It's the biggest run club in Austin. It potentially could be like the biggest run club in the US by like total people and
it will
exposure.
Be eventually.
Oh yeah,
definitely will be.
So I think that's really valuable because so many people will not start something because they think, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. And they think they need to know step 1 through 50, but you just have to start with step 1.
But I hope this honestly inspires other people to do that because you don't need a plan. People think they need to have every single little detail figured out and they want to be a perfectionist and be this total idea. But going back to what you said, action.
Yeah.
Literally just action. Just take the steps, shoot the shot, just jump and you'll figure it out as you go. And
it applies to everything in life, not just a run club, but business, fitness, girls, like everything.
Everything.
You need to start and then you get better over time. And I think a lot of people are probably watching this because they like you guys and they think you're cool and stuff, but there is something to be said about getting better at something. Everyone thinks there needs to be a plan. When I first started my business, my dad was hounding me. Why don't you have a business plan yet? Right? Why aren't you planning this out? I was like, bro, I don't even know what I'm doing. Right? But you figure it out along the way. So I think you guys are like a perfect example of that. And congratulations, by the way. It's fucking sick.
We appreciate it.
I go every Saturday when I'm here.
He does.
He brings all the vibes.
There's literally kids that drive 12 plus hours to go run. How insane is
it? We had 4 people from Oklahoma drive down yesterday, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know how far that is from Austin, Texas, but it's another state. So
that's got to be like 10 hours. Just to get out of Texas, it might as well be 8.
Yeah, true. But that was pretty badass.
From Arizona, there's this one girl that has given us 2 different things. One, she took a Greyhound at 5 in the morning from San Antonio to come over here and give us tote bags.
She bought Squidhouse.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
No way.
She's sick. She just posted it on her story yesterday. Bought some Squidhouse. I was like, let's fucking go. Let's go. Awesome.
But she made us custom RawDawg tote bags. And then this last one, she brought us, portrait paintings?
She drew us portraits of us.
Crazy. And things like that are just it mind blows me that someone would take the time out of their day because they just want to support us. And to me, it's I just want to give these people a good experience and serve them and honestly give them a positive affirmation in their brain that running is a good time, not a chore. I get to go to run on Saturday rather than I need to go run.
Well, I think one thing that you guys do that's super important and everyone can learn from this is you guys obviously host the run club and you try and make it fun by getting sponsors, by setting it up in cool, fun locations. But you also really make an effort to socialize with everybody. If anything, I feel like the socializing after the run is probably even harder than the run itself. More more cardio, right? Trying to make 500 people happy at the same time. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of trying to make everyone feel included?
Yeah, that's something that we've done ever since literally the very first run club. I think for the first 5, I want to say we went up to every single person. I knew every single person by name, shook their hand. Hey, thanks. Where are you coming from? I'm Ian, whatever. And we would just rotate like that and tell all their buddies, Tin, Darren, go and talk to people, and I think that's originally what started just the friendliness, the camaraderie that was hey, it's all free. Everyone go and people will talk to you. It's not like you go and you sit in a corner. And that's one thing that we also made true that, hey, turn around and talk to someone, but not just that, run with someone. Don't ever run alone.
Yeah.
I was gonna say to an extension of that, that is our job, is to go out and talk to people. I never wanted it to be oh, we're up here and we're up on the truck and
although you see us
we're the cool guys. No, we are the same. We're just regular people. We are the same as you. We want to get to know you. So many people have cool, interesting stories, or they come from a cool place, or they're just I don't know. I find myself catching cool conversations all the time with strangers, and you never know who you meet or you bump into. And I always think it's full circle. The more that you give, the more that you get. I just want to be a good person, meet as many people as I can, make good connections. I want to make them feel they're at home so that they want to come back. They want to tell their friends. They want to whatever. That's how you build a strong community.
Dude, that's one thing you started saying to me right when we first met. Give, and you will receive. So many people don't understand that simple concept. They're, oh, what's in it for me? Right? What am I going to get out of this? Right? They say no because there's not an immediate return. But I've realized it too. Every time you can help somebody out and expect nothing in return, I think every single time something good has happened, and it might not even be directly from that person.
It'll be
maybe they have a friend and they tell their friend, dude, Noah and Ian are so fucking sick. By the way, like you have this hydration company, like, do you want to sponsor it? Right? All that stuff happens from going out of your way to provide value, and then it just kind of makes its way back.
Or even just being nice, like say like buying a coffee or like catching like a meal, or like say you just met someone and like doing a small little gesture. What is it? The law of reciprocity?
Yeah.
I hate that word.
Law of reciprocity.
Yeah, that is the best thing to use. Just be nice to people. Just, it's worth it every single time. Your ROI will be a positive return every time.
100%. Well, I'd like to ask you guys about, you guys are both probably really intimidating to a lot of people, right? Good looking guys, big following, but you guys,
tan-tatted sexy.
Tan-tatted sexy, right? But you know, like once again, you do go out of your way to talk to everybody, right? So I'm curious, how do you personally balance being humble, but also carrying like this drive of I need to be a better person every single day?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You want to go first?
No, that was a good question. I'm trying to think.
I'm thinking, but thanks for hyping us up like that. But no, like that's the thing. Like people automatically will see number on the screen. Oh, you have 400,000 followers and you have 500,000 whatever on TikTok. Like you're this. But it's like, dude, what? Can you say the same thing about me? 6 months ago, I didn't have any of that 6 months ago. And like, I feel like we prove that every single run club that we're down talking with everyone. We're not staying on top of the pizza shop, just looking down like, all right, you guys mingling. We're sitting here because we're above you. Like, and everyone that will comment something about like, oh, you're cocky, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, come to a RawDawg Run Club. Come to a RawDawg Run Club. Talk to me. Like, you'll see.
Yeah.
Like, social media is such, like, you only see what I post. So if we're posting some silly video, like I just posted a silly video of us running yesterday, got hate on it, like, oh, the biggest cornballs I've ever seen, blah, 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 right? Typical. But it's like, we didn't say a word. You don't know like any backstory. You just see us messing around and like, I don't know, like you only get what you perceive out of that. So it's kind of hard to have true reflection of character and all this stuff if you don't see daily life and know any backstory. Like I actually had a guy commented, he was like, I hate this guy so much. And then
that's fucking crazy that someone's sitting on their bed commenting that in their dark room.
They're that mad that
because you guys are actually really nice guys. It's not even like you guys are douchebags and deserve it.
Yeah.
I've been around the LA influencers. I used to live there. I moved here because I wanted to change the scene, not shit talking anyone over there. It's very toxic, right? And I will see people commenting on my page, and I'll see a lot of comments on your guys' page. These guys are so full of themselves, but you're not. Like, you're confident. And I think confidence to people who lack it comes off as arrogance, which is really unfortunate because it is infectious. It does spread, right? Positivity spreads. And if they would get rid of this idea,
if they just receive that positivity instead of being like,
they'd be happier themselves.
Just because they're projecting, they are either not confident. So whenever you see another confident person, you feel threatened. Same thing with like success. Like, I am never threatened by your success. If anything, like that excites me and inspires me to do better. Yeah. Same thing with positivity. If you're like unhappy with life and you have this perspective that the world is out to get you rather than it is trying to like help you, you're going to hate positivity. And that's all I want to promote. Like, I think the world needs to be like a more positive place. Like something that I really learned growing up with like social media. Like, yeah, I'm a really happy dude. Like, I worked hard for my body. I'm not going to cap that I don't like showing it off. Like, it's with that. But being that said, my number one goal is I want to be the best person that I can, not in the sense of like success or like what can I like take. It's like, how much can I give back? How much to the community can I give like a great experience? Like, I want to be a kinder person. I want to be a nicer person. I want to have better communication skills. Like same thing with that falls into relationships and the girls. Like, I want to be a good guy, but that also knows how to like have good charisma. Like, I don't want to be a nice guy that just lets girls walk over me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I know how to be respectful and I know how to like treat a girl well so that it's, I don't know. I hate the idea of just being a douchebag. Like, I think be a good person, period. Abundance all around.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys are managing it well because it can get to people's heads, right? And it can quickly turn them into someone they shouldn't be, right? And I've seen that a lot. Once again, I've dealt with hate much earlier than you guys. I've been getting hate from before even posting on social media, right? And because I can probably come off as cocky to people, and I just want to let you guys know, like, it is gonna come no matter what you do. I saw that you were getting a lot of it the other day, Ian, and I'm sure it was getting to you a little bit. And of course it is, bro.
But we're human, man. Like,
dude, yeah.
People swear like I'm not reading it on the screen, like I'm some like bot that just they're commenting at and I don't read it. Like, I read like every comment, honestly. I mean, I think it was for like 4 days. I just post a video, get off it, and I would not look at it. And then recently I was like, dude, it's like taking the fun out. Like, I like responding to comments. I like being a personable creator and answering helpful questions. But like, to answer those helpful questions and like say thank you to people that are like, oh, like, you know, you got me into running and yada yada, you have to look at the comments that like you're a fucking cornball.
Well, what I'm saying is those are gonna come no matter what. I like to have fun with it. Someone comments on my page like, who the fuck listens to this guy? I'll like reply like facts or something like that. Or someone will be like, someone will say, this guy's so full of himself, and be like, I think he's kind of chill, right? You respond to something like that, right?
True.
Have fun with it, because I think when people, you can actually turn a hater into a supporter if you come at them with positivity, you know what I mean? Whereas like if you could just block them, you could leave them on red, you could fight back, but that doesn't really do anything aside from focusing on the negative, right?
Yeah.
And I have just been blocking them, honestly.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with blocking them, but I think it's fun. And not only does it potentially transfer someone to a supporter or a potential follower, but your true followers will see that and they'll be like, damn, that's cool.
That's why I follow him.
That's cool. That's this guy. That's cool. Yeah. Like the other day I was hanging out with, Connor Sinan? Sinan? I hope I'm saying that right. He posted a photo of, he sent me a photo of me like Photoshop like crazy. My legs were hella skinny.
I saw that.
My arms were hella skinny. And I posted it and I was like, oh, this is fire. And then 3 hours later, I was like, dude, you fucking Photoshopped me. he's like, you didn't notice that at the beginning? And I was like, nah, because like, I don't care. And he pointed out something that I didn't even realize myself. He was like, I admire you for that because like you didn't even notice, right? So I think if you can have fun and take it as a joke when someone's like shitting on you or trying to take a stab at you, it not only makes you a more positive person, but it's just more fun. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, I think that shows that you're just more secure, because if you're just like, if someone points something out and you get defensive, like you lost, like they got under your skin, like they are like, haha, I won.
Yeah.
You're not winning. So I like that idea. At least if you're going to respond, do it in a funny way, do it in a positive way. Like, what better way to little bro someone than be like, here's some positivity. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. I've had people send me the worst types of DMs. Right, like even like this one time, this guy sent me like some shit about like Hitler, like you fucking Jew, like blah blah blah, like saying this crazy stuff. Wild. And I literally responded with, I was trying to understand why he felt that way. I literally responded with, I don't know what you've been through, bro, but I'm probably not like as bad as you think I am, and I'm rooting for you. And you know what he said back? He was like, I think maybe I missed a word or two, but that's what I said back. It was like positivity. And the dude was like, you know what? I'm really sorry. Actually, like I've been going through a lot of shit, right? And I can only imagine, you have to come at it from a place of compassion, right? Because you're like, what did that person have to go through in order to be so hateful? Was their older brother a dick to them today? Did their dad beat the shit out of them, right? You have no idea. And it can be so easy to get really upset when people are hating on you, but the reality is it's just because they're lacking the happiness or the confidence or the kick that you have. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you might as well be like stoic. I think that's a big key. I don't know if you're like into stoicism at all.
I love stoicism.
I was gonna say that's like the exact perfect response, because it's like you can't control what happens to you. If it's like someone happens to just be in a pissed off mood and happen to see your video and you might happen to look really confident or happy, and they may be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You can't control what happens to you, but you can always control your response, that you don't have to take that personally. You don't have to be a mean guy back. Like you can be like, yo, like exactly what you did. You can show positivity and they'll be like, whoa, like that's crazy. I think that shows great
100%
emotional response.
Fully agree. And I think once again, there literally is no way to avoid negativity. It's always going to be there. It's just like nighttime and daytime, right? Hot and cold. Always going to be positivity. Always going to be negativity. Only you choose how you respond to that. And I think you guys do a good job, number one. But I think you could improve even better. I think you guys could have fun with it. And I think
we definitely could.
Yeah.
I just don't.
But also, it's just like, even if
I don't really get hate nearly as much as you.
Because you don't post on TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok's so much worse than Instagram.
Okay, no, I would say people be mean on
all
Instagram
of my comments
too.
on Instagram are, damn, I fully agree. I love this shit. TikTok is like, who the fuck is this guy? Like
that, and your TikTok following is like all women anyways. So they support me.
Oh.
But nah, once you got the insecure guys, that's where they come from. Rarely will I see a girl being like, fuck, this guy is happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like girls are like, I love this, like, you know, non-toxic masculinity stuff, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Well, on the note of girls, I'm curious, have you guys seen an influx in female attention now that once again, you guys are both good looking guys. You guys got style. You're fit, and you guys also have big followings, but you're very comfortable. Like there's a lot of good looking dudes that are studs, but they're like fucking rocks, right? They're chads, and they have no personality whatsoever. They have no flavor, right? Have you guys seen a positive increase in female attention over the past year?
Definitely. So literally, bro, if
definitely. they are hounding me down as we speak.
Not even saying like that, but definitely like if you 5 years ago, like with all my acne and stuff, it's like, bro, I wasn't even getting a single soul looking at me. Like, okay, actually, yes, looking at me, but like calling me a monster, you know, dead ass. No, I literally got called a monster.
Oh, dude, I've seen the pictures, bro. Yeah. You've had quite a change, bro.
It looks like it, you know. Yeah. But I literally went from getting called a monster, like what the fuck,
having little kids stare at you, mommy, what is that?
Exactly. No, exactly.
Crazy.
Like no cap. To like now getting looks like if I'm running on a trail or like just walking, I'm like why are they looking at me? You know. So it's like a weird change, and it's not like. I don't know if you're like, oh, you're getting a lot of girls now. Like you must feel like your ego's through the roof. And it's like, dude, no, like I change. I work hard for what I look like now. And just because it gets attention doesn't mean that I change, you know?
Well, dude, I mean, your story is really interesting because a lot of times like good looking guys or guys that tend to get girls, it's always been that way. They've always been smooth since day one. They've always had style. They've always been good looking, right? If someone's born good looking, they usually don't go ugly, at least for guys. Right? But you were like the furthest down on the spectrum.
The furthest. You were
the furthest down there. And I can say this because I know you're a confident guy and you're proud of your journey. But you were way down here, and now you're someone that can look in the mirror and feel really confident and proud. And you probably used to lack that. I'm wondering, what advice do you have to anyone out there who's like listening or watching and they're like, damn, like I'm not confident in how I look. How do I change? How do I improve this?
I mean, it goes to before what I said, who I envisioned. So when I had acne, when I was fucking 130 pounds, never lifted a weight before, and I was just like sinking down in that pit. I was like, this is who I want to be once I get rid of this acne. Once I start lifting weights, once I whatever, like I'm going to work on my mental. I'm going to work on this and that. Like, and once I was in that pit too, I was like, I'm going to learn how to play the ukulele. I'm going to learn an instrument. And like, I literally like sat in my room for months,
everywhere.
Didn't talk to anyone. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to play an instrument. I'm going to be jacked. I'm going to have good hair. You know, I'm going to get my braces off. And like, so I think it's just imagining, or no, what I like to say, envisioning who you want to be. And then once you're like, yo, I'm ready to, put the foot on the pedal, then you go for it. Just know like it's not always going to be that way, and you can change it. Like, okay, let's just say like, even you got an ugly ass face. Okay, fix that body. Or, like
dude, guys can improve. I've always said this, guys can improve their attractiveness by 4 points. You could be a 5 out of 10. You can get up to a 9 if you fix your hair, right? You take care of your skin, you eat healthy, you get jacked, maybe you get some tattoos, your style. You can double your attractiveness if you really want to, if you put in the time. It's just so many people don't think it's possible, and they just don't want to work hard for it.
That was the thing. I was like, some people just don't care enough to do the things necessary to get them that extra push. Because there's this.
I think it's because they don't think it's possible. But if you knew that,
I like the 4 points.
I don't believe in really anything about higher power, but if there was something up there and he was telling you, for a fact, I can guarantee you a year from now, if you just put 2 hours in a day to doing these 3 things, I can guarantee you that your entire life will change. I bet that 99% of people would do it. It's just the first thing you have to do is tell yourself that it's possible.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah.
No, true. Like I love those 4 points, because even if you change your hair, it changes your entire look. Or even if you got braces, changes your entire look. Or, you start doing some skincare, you start whatever, or you start literally lifting, like that changes your face structure. It changes how you look, and like that, everything kind of like correlates within each other. You start working out, you get more confident. That improves your mental. That improves just how you talk to people, and then in return, how you're perceived.
Yeah.
I was gonna say an extension to that is like the more that you invest in yourself, the more that you value yourself and your time, and like also an extension of the working out thing. That's something money can't buy. You can't, like, you have a certain amount of respect for someone that's in really good shape because you know that they worked hard and they earned that. And I think that makes you value yourself so much higher.
That's one thing I've always loved about fitness. Like ever since I was 16, I always respected people who were very fit, whether they looked like it or they could perform, but especially look like it, because I would have respect for you without even opening your fucking mouth. Like I see a jack guy, I'm like, it shows the hours put into that. Yo, you have my respect.
That guy's got discipline off the bat.
Fully agree. And I think it's one of it's the great thing about fitness, and this, people always ask me like, why did you start a fitness brand similar to you guys? It's because it is quite literally, in my opinion, the first step towards self-improvement in the rest of your life. You don't have to be rich. You don't even have to be born anywhere specific. Anyone can do push-ups. Anyone can go on a run, assuming you have all your body parts or whatever. But like 99.9% of people can start to get fit. And that is the first step towards changing everything else in your life, because once you start showing up for yourself in the gym and you start to see that, okay, if I just put in a little bit of hard effort and I'm consistent, I start to see results. Oh, maybe I can do that with business. Maybe I can do that with anything else in life, right? It shows that it is possible to make a change, and there's just zero attachments to it. Anyone can do it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think if you revolve your life around fitness, all the other aspects of your life start to elevate.
100%.
So something as an extension to that, I think marathons are really key for that exact reason. And I like them at the beginning and the end of the year, because you do it at the beginning of the year and you start off with something that is like out of your mind, challenging, hard. Like, how the fuck am I going to run 26 miles? And then when you do it, all of a sudden you're like, wow, like I just willingly put myself through that much pain and I stepped out the other side. What the fuck is going up to another girl? What is up with starting that business or whatever it is that it is? And then at the end, doing the same thing, doing something extremely challenging, and you end the year on a great note. And you're like, it's so satisfying.
If you can do something really challenging physically, it gives you that mental confidence to go and do other stuff. 100%. Okay, I have another question for you guys. I hate this term, high value man, but you guys are both high value men, right? And you can think about that word however you want. In my mind, a high value man is someone who tries to get better every single day and they're a good person. I think you guys are both high value men. What do you look for in girls, for any of the girls watching?
I think me and you have very different tastes. Well, in the sense of what we're looking for, I want a housewife personally. I like a homemaker. I love that. Like I look at my parents' relationship and they were very traditional, but like they cuddled every night on the couch. Like I've never heard them argue a single time in my life. So like basing off of them, I'm like, okay, I want that. And me being super ambitious, I want someone that's on the sidelines supporting me so that like I can go give the world hell and come back and be like, fucking, I have someone there on my side rubbing my feet while after I just ran and trained for this fucking 50 miles.
You want a cheerleader. You want your cheerleader.
I want a cheerleader. Yeah. I want someone that keeps me like my foundation like steady.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think these days, we're actually starting to go back towards like allowing people to have their own interests. But for the past couple of years, like a lot of girls like are against that, right? Some guys want to be the stay-at-home like husband or dad or whatever, right? And that's completely fine. Not me, not you guys. I know that for sure. But everyone can have their own interests.
Whatever's your preference.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day.
What about you? What do you look for in a girl?
Yeah. So, I mean, I share some of those values, but I want a partner. Like I want a partner that's on the same level with me and is going to even elevate me. Like we're here and we're reaching here together. But yeah, I want like a partner. So she doesn't have to, I don't like necessarily want her to run marathons with me. Or I don't necessarily want her to run an ultra marathon or whatever. I don't want her to do no crazy shit like that. But like, yo, let's go run a cute little half marathon. You know, that stuff is cool. Like joining me if you want to join me on like my easy runs, that's cool. And someone like, I used to say the same thing. Like I was like, I don't even want someone in social media. I want someone that's completely out of it. So like, that's like my home space where, you know, I do my work influencing and then boom, like I'm out of it.
Yeah.
But I love to be elevated by other people, especially in a relationship. But like also we can be
strong in her own world.
Yeah. I like an independent woman. I love an independent woman.
No, I'm on your side personally. Right. I see the draw towards what Noah's going for, but I'm personally on your side. I think it'd be sick to have, like, some guys get really anxious and insecure about your partner, your girlfriend being wealthier than you, more famous than you, getting more eyes than you.
Yeah,
I think that's dope, dude. That's fucking sick. If you walk into like a bar or a club and every guy looks at your girl and they're like, who the fuck is that? And you're like, that's mine.
That's my girl.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that just comes from confidence, honestly. I think some guys, I went to school with so many guys that were crazy insecure, bro. The other day, this gorgeous girl that I went to school with posted a picture on her Instagram private story, and it was a screenshot from a dude. I don't know who the dude is. I don't know what happened. I don't know what he said. All I know is I saw a screenshot that said, "You fucking whore. I hope you die. Like, I hope your modeling career goes to shit." Horrible shit to say.
Yeah.
Did she deserve it? I don't fucking know. I don't know what she did. But you cannot say that kind of stuff, bro. And it just shows that you're insecure, bro. Like, if someone did screw you over, like, move on, bro. It's what it is.
Yeah, just take it in. Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, you can wanna succeed like crazy and be the one that got away. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But I think sinking to someone's level and, kill them with success, I think is the perfect way.
I was about to say, I think the best way of revenge is just being better and like working on yourself. So then when they look at you, they'll be like, damn, like I dated that. Be like, yeah, but not anymore.
Yeah. Well, let's shift topics a little bit. You guys are both essentially just like cool, normal guys that built crazy followings, having fun and making videos, right? What would you tell anybody else who looks at your life, looks at what you do, and they say, I want to be an influencer too. I want to be a fitness content creator, or maybe just any sort of content creator. How did you do it? What would you say to them?
You don't do it for the following or anything. Like, you just do it because you like creating shit. Like, of course we're like document our daily life, and maybe every once in a while we're like, yo, like this shot's gonna look cool, like do that. But most of the time it's all very natural, organic. Like, this fool's crazy. Like, he's literally crazy. Like, you see him do crazy stuff. I didn't tell him to do that. Like, he just did it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because the camera's on. Like, he does it off camera too. But obviously you can't see that because I'm not fucking recording.
Yeah.
But, like literally. Yeah. But it's not doing it for the following. It's not doing it for the sponsors. Like, doing it because you like creating cool shit. Or like you like doing cool shit and you like creating it and documenting it. Like, at this point, I'm just documenting my life and I'm just living the life. So do it because you literally love to.
Keep it true to who you are. Don't try to be someone else. Like, we're very like happy, like whatever. That's just like how we are.
Yeah,
actually
you guys
in
are
real
not
life.
like fake on camera.
No,
You're
like we're just big kids. Yeah, we're literally just big kids, and we like to goof around and like and we record that. But you can almost feel it from other people that are trying to imitate what we do, because it's like, we're very fast paced and that does well on short form, and we're very happy and that does well. But that's also just because we're the same off camera. If I wasn't that way and I was very like serious and just like educational, I would post content that's like that. I'm not trying to be someone else. You're never going to be a better someone else, but you can always be the best you.
100%. I think if anyone out there is trying to start content or start a business, like, you can take inspiration from other people, but you 100% just have to do whatever you think is cool. And if you can make content showing how much fun you're having, I think a lot of people will appreciate that and start to follow you. I completely agree with you guys. When I started content, it was just talking about like fucking business, like talking about like shit that I wish I knew yesterday, right? And I'd make a video about it. And now there's a fucking plethora of people who make content. Yeah, I would call it yapping content. I think I started the yapping content.
Low key,
when it comes to self-help. Now a ton of people do it. And that's completely fine. Like, I don't get angry or anything. If anything, I'm happy that I inspired some other people to do that kind of stuff. But I didn't like. Sure, I wanted to like have a following one day, but I didn't make content with the goal of getting views on every video. And I think most people are fiending for those views these days. And I think that's the wrong way to go about it.
That's scary, because when I first did social media,
then you let yourself down.
Yeah, I was like, I never thought I was going to do social media. So it was never something in my head that I was like aiming for. It kind of just happened and I got swept up in this movement. And then I'm like, oh, I get all these views, but they would fluctuate so much on TikTok that I'm like, it was affecting my mood of like, oh, like this video did really well. But then my mood was being dependent on how many views I get. And so my validation was coming from other people rather than, oh, am I happy with this video? So I had to take a break from social media because I just didn't like how I was perceiving myself, because I was making videos for views rather than making videos that I think were being true to me.
Yeah. How do both you guys prevent yourself from, getting a little in your feels if you put a lot of effort into a video and it doesn't do very well? Because it is your job. It's like making a really cool painting or building a really cool house, and everyone's like, that sucks. That's pretty much what it feels like.
Yeah. Any video that I post, usually, I personally like it. Like I'll put myself in the viewer's shoes and be like, yo, if I'm scrolling on the For You page, do I like what I just posted? And I mean, most of the time I do. So even if I don't get the views, I'm like, yo, I really loved that shit. Like it was on beat, it was aesthetic. I was happy, it was good vibes. Even if it didn't reach 100,000 views, I personally loved it, and that's who I want the reflection and who I want to be perceived as. And like usually that video might not do good for like a week, but then like it'll catch on. Like, oh damn, like look at now it's at 100K after a month, and that's who I want to show off to people that I am. So
that's interesting because I think so many people once again get the joy, that smile comes up on their face when they see the views, but you're saying the smile comes up, or you get the fulfillment from making the content. And then if the views happen to be there, that's just like a cherry on top. That's exactly how I feel with this podcast. I just want to talk to cool guys. I want to make videos about it, stuff that I wish I could see from somebody else. And if it gets views on top, then like, that's perfect.
But that's what works out in the long run. People will burn out if you're just following trends, trying to like hop on like everything just to get as many views as possible. Like eventually, because all of your validation of your work is from those views, you're never going to feel secure, and you're always going to be this like moving trend rather than being like an authentic you and building a brand.
Also, you can't build, this is another piece of advice for anyone out there, you can't build your personal brand off of a trend. I follow a lot of people who have gone from, let's say 30K to 700K in 2 weeks because of a trend. Look at Dogface, for example. I bring him up a lot, so
I don't know who that is.
I apologize if you guys are watching. Remember the cranberry juice guy?
Oh my God, yeah.
That guy,
cranberry juice guy.
That guy in 1 month got millions of followers, made a bag, which is fine, right? But he's the cranberry juice guy. And once that trend was over and every influencer and celebrity stopped using that sound, no one's thought of him or heard of him in a long time, right?
True.
If you build a personal brand off of what you find interesting, it can't expire. It can't get old because you're always going to be evolving as a person. Your content is always going to be getting better, just like a guy like Logan Paul or Jake Paul, right? So for anyone watching or listening, if you're trying to get into content or you're just trying to make videos, do not make it off a trend. Make stuff that you find interesting.
I think a little push on that is build the brand around you. You are the brand rather than you being like a purely niche. Like I used to only post like gym content, but then I was like, if I'm more than just like working out, like that's one thing that I do out of my day. I don't want to be ever stuck in this like this own self prison because I'm only posting this content. Like show more aspects of yourself. Like I like showing my hobbies and then versus like the running and training, and then like also like showing like we going out or me like doing like the lifestyle stuff or traveling. Like I don't want to put myself in this bubble ever. And it also broadens your thing. Like you're going to grow with your social media. Like you're not going to be the same person every year. So like you don't know what you're going to want to do in the next 2 years. But if you put yourself in this little box, social media might not be fun if you hate the gym now, but all you posted was gym content. So you're stuck to this little bubble.
100%.
And I'll keep it short, but yeah, I was kind of in that bubble too, like with bodybuilding. For 2 years, I did 2 bodybuilding competitions, and that's all people were like knowing me for. Like, yo, when's the next bodybuilding comp? When are you gonna cut again? Like, when are you gonna get shredded? Like, we don't like you on the bulk. And I remember
we don't like you on the bulk.
Yeah, I remember for 6 months I was stuck at 40K, and I'm like, dude, I'm done. Like I'm good. Like there's no way. Like I don't know what to do. Yeah. And then I went on a solo trip to Europe, and shit picked up when I changed things. And then I was like, you know what? I don't need bodybuilding. And I remember when I visited last year was when I started doing just a bunch of variety. And Tin was the first one to tell me, he's like, how does it feel that like you don't have to post yourself in the gym and you're still gonna get views, you're still gonna get likes? It's like, you're damn right.
Dude, yeah, I fully agree. And that's something that I'm even trying to improve myself right now. My content was...
Yeah, because what if you stopped yapping? You think you'd do good?
Well, it's interesting because I thought people only watched me for the yapping, and maybe a lot of people do, but I think I need to do a better job of, showing what my life... That's why I want to get, heavily into YouTube. I want to show everything, right? I want to make a weekend vlog of me going to Coachella, and I want to make a week vlog of me just like grinding on the business, flying to LA for 4 podcasts next week, then coming back. Like I need to do a better job of diversifying my content because I'm not just a fucking business guy. Like I do a lot of
who is Lukas, not who is Squid.
Yeah. Well, I like that one video.
That was good. Write that one down. But I like Lukas Pakter first YouTube video.
But I like that one video you did whenever we went to Richards and we did like the sauna ice cold plunge.
Yeah,
like,
and that one video blew up.
That video
like
did great.
Views. No, it was one TikTok of all of us like working out.
Oh, the typical Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, typical Wednesday. Yeah.
But people want to see that, like that also is your life, and people want to see the journey and the things that you do. They want to feel like they're your best friends, like they're in it with you. So like, show that.
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay, so you're actually getting pretty jacked recently too. So okay, what if you were like, yo, I'm gonna fucking rip a bodybuilding competition and just get absolutely jacked? Because like, I mean, your brand is Squid Hoss, like going from Squid Hoss. So like, what better to have the owner just get fucking absolutely shredded, hop on stage, and just be like, I can do it, so can you.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I don't know
and
about
a marathon
competition. I mean, the marathon is kind of up my alley more.
I feel like Squid Hoss represents brand more like what you look like, rather than performance.
That's true. The only thing about bodybuilding that worries me is I don't know how to cook, and
I've not had a single meal this whole entire.
I've been here in Austin for like 8 or 9 months now. I haven't used my stove or kitchen once. I eat out every single meal, and I've still been able to build like a pretty solid physique. Like I feel like I look pretty good right now, and it's just because I eat kava and sweet cream every single day. So yeah, that'd be hard to meal prep.
Guess what? You raw dog it. You don't know how you're gonna do it, but you just do it. Actually,
yeah. No, I mean, it'd be a cool experience for sure. I don't know if I could like bodybuilding prep then right into a marathon. Maybe marathon first, then bodybuilding prep right after.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, well, we're kind of getting towards the end here, so I'm curious, what is your guys' plan moving forward personally, and then I want to go into for RawDawg.
Personally,
what time frame are we talking?
Where do you want to be 1 year from now? Stuff happens so fast these days, and I know that's kind of a hard question, but where would you like to be a year from now?
Honestly, I've kind of, as far as like money wise, I'm happy. Like I think for a long time I really wanted to be this like multi-millionaire, like millions a month, but you have to realize what you're willing and not willing to sacrifice. And to get to that level, you have to sacrifice a lot. But like, I want to have a family. I want to have a lot of free time to be able to do things that I love. Like, I'm not willing to sacrifice all of that stuff to get there. I'm cool with the money and the money that I make because it allows me to travel and stuff. So as far as like growth, where I want to be in a year, it's more like character development and like experiences. Like, I want to climb Kilimanjaro. Eventually, I want to climb the top of Everest. Like, I want to experience and give other people experiences that are just like good and to help people. Leave my scent everywhere I can.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I used to think that way too. Like, let me try and make 25 million by 25 years old.
Yeah.
And I think the money will come eventually for sure. But if you focus on the money, then you're kind of dooming yourself from the start.
Yeah. What's the point of having this $1 million per year job if you're working 40, 60 hours a week? Like, that sounds like you're
normal, but yeah.
Like 40 is normal. But like 60 and 80, like that's absurd. And then you're in your own box versus like, I'm doing the things that make me happy and the money is like slowly following as I'm doing it. So I'm like not stressed about that part. I'm like, as long as I'm doing what I love to do, I'm just going to keep doing that. And
the money usually comes from doing what you love to do. So many people focus on the money, but in reality, if you focus on what you love, you start to get really good at it. You start to figure out new and better ways to do it than everybody else. And then money starts coming. I probably work like 70, 80 hours a week. I work from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed. I mean, I consider this work. I work every day on the weekends. I don't even go out, but I love it. And it doesn't feel like work. And I know the money will come eventually. So what about you though? What's your plan going forward next year?
1 year plan. I mean, who fucking knows? But do cool shit, do hard shit, and be a good person. I want to be, I don't know, we'll see where RawDawg, because it's been 3 damn months, but who knows how big it's going to get in a year. And that's like dependent on my other brands. But like I'm with BPN and Gymshark, and like in another year, like I want to be like the guy. Like I'm already like, climbing the ranks and very well known with them. But like when you think of Gymshark, you think of Fonz. You think of BPN, you think of Fonz. Yeah. Like I want it like that. And not only that, but performing like a top level athlete. So sub 3 marathons, but then I'm ripping a ultra marathon. But then I'm doing a bodybuilding comp in summer to where, like I kind of want to be like on Nick Bare level, but just this young buck that's fucking
you just want to be
has even more future. Yeah. Like Nick Bare's always doing hard shit, cool shit. Like it's always like, what's Nick Bare training for? I want to be like that, but also like I'm a cool guy that does cool shit, that travels.
You're not
has a cool car.
I'm not just a fitness my life guy. Is fitness type.
But I'm a badass like performer in a fitness space.
Nice.
Versatile.
Yeah, hell yeah. What's your guys' plan going forward to build RawDawg?
As of right now, we really want to focus on building a better experience in the run club. Like we've had like sauna ice cold plunges. Like we want to have more things that make us stand out and give more value to our community.
Yeah.
And then the second thing, we were talking to you about it. Like we were struggling with like fulfillment. Like we're scaling so fast that it's not a matter of demand. It's like keeping up with demand and also giving these people a good experience when we have no idea what we're doing.
Have you ever heard the term most company? My podcast guest a couple of weeks ago said this, sitting right in your chair too. He said most companies die from indigestion and not starvation. They grow too fast. They don't know how to handle it, right?
Yes. So that's exactly the problem that we're coming up. And like we've been talking with like BPN and stuff, and it's nice. And like even talking with you, it's nice to bounce off other people that have already been there. Like you've experienced success and you know how to handle like
and we had to slow down business. A little bit too.
Yeah, and it's like
we're not doing it alone. Like we're figuring it out. But yeah, making things just run smoother. Like we have the fan base, like we have the community. It's just about making things smoother from here on out and just continuing to pop out stuff. And like, it's not going to fail unless we fail ourselves.
Hell yeah.
Good products, good experience.
Yeah. And my piece of advice for you guys, you don't have to take it actually. But if you have all this demand, I think you should raise prices a little bit. You're selling t-shirts for $25 right now. The margins
30.
aren't that good. 30.
$29.99.
Yeah, so the margins aren't good on a $30 t-shirt. It's just that it kind of is what it is, especially when you got to fulfill and everything.
It's not bad.
Yeah, but it could be better. And if they're selling out,
and we're getting new manufacturer, like bumping up the quality, so then the margins are going to get less and less.
That's going to be less.
So like we want to come out with quality to where people are like, yo, this is actually my favorite fucking shirt.
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think you guys are already moving there. For everyone watching, we're working on a sick collab right now. Squid Hoss, x RawDawg. And this shit's going to be pristine, but it's going to be a little bit higher price. But I think those kind of collabs are exactly what you need, because that's how you start bringing in other audiences, other communities, and you give people new and exciting things instead of just, t-shirts over and over and over.
And
but you guys are doing it right.
Yeah.
We're working on a lot of products right now, like tote bags, towels, race day kits, tights, tank tops, hats. So like we have so much things moving. So stay tuned. Higher quality, more RawDawg.
Yeah.
Perfect. Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. This has been sick. One of the best pods for sure. Just constant flow, great questions, great answers.
Best pod?
Dude, we can fucking yap.
It might be the best pod. I don't know. I have different intentions with different ones, but we covered like so many, such a big variety of topics. So I appreciate you guys coming on.
Hey, what's the title of this going to be?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
See you on the next one.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to tag both of them, link all their socials, obviously. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you.